red Clawitzers. This match is 50% switching out, so be ready for the long haul. Volcarona was just getting destroyed in practice. It either got one move or none, so I slapped a sash on it and decided to go suicide lead. Worst case scenario, I thought, was Choice Banded Entei destroying me with rocks or spammed extreme speed. So the plan was to Quiver Dance first turn and then Fiery Dance Entei after it swapped in. With a Choice Band, Entei would die in 2 hits of Fiery Dance if I had a Quiver Dance up and if I got the special attack proc on the first Fiery Dance. Unfortunately, Entei was running an Assault Vest, so Fiery Dance didn't do shit. Again, I was expecting Entei to be banded, so I had Bruxish run Dazzling instead of Strong Jaw so that it could eat up those extreme speeds. Unfortunately, didn't end up so well, but it's hard to say if Strong Jaw would have helped me that much anyway. So I hazarded a guess that Manaphy would Shadow Ball again, sent out Heliolisk to eat it. I knew there'd be a swap here, since Heliolisk is really fast. My hope was Jirachi, but even though I doubted it would come, Dark Pulse was still my best bet. I had nothing for Tangrowth on Heliolisk, so I swapped into Lando T hoping for a knockoff, which CO ran in practice. No such luck, but I avoided the EQ and managed to get rid of Piloswine's Eviolite. I swapped out of the obvious Ice move and got my stalling started. And Fluka can go fuck himself, because Avalugg was brilliant in this match. Again, I was expecting Banded Entei, so when Sacred Fire comes out and only took 40%, I was pleased that the stalling would get me somewhere. And that somewhere was a place without rocks, which my team, it's not hurting as bad as it could have, but it's still nice to be able to swap out with impunity. Again, the stalling came out really well. I got a burn here, but it didn't really make a big difference. He's going to swap out at the end of this turn because he's seeing that he's not really doing anything. Here's Jirachi. Again, I'm still expecting physical attacker. I'm still expecting the Iron Head, so I swapped into Lando for the Intimidate and to set my own rocks. I never expected to support Jirachi because CO destroyed me so much with it in practice. So I wasn't really expecting the swap. I wasn't expecting the Wish. I wasn't expecting HP Ice, so I ended up eating that. But Lucario didn't take too much damage, only to be destroyed by an Earthquake on the next turn, which caught me pretty flat-footed. At that point, I thought, there goes the match. I wanted to knock off his item, swapped out, wished it would have been Jirachi, but it wasn't. Got Entei dead, so that's something. Wasn't expecting this double swap, but Heliolisk has Surf, which can still take out Piloswine anyway, and especially before he can set up more rocks. So, wasn't great, but it could have been a lot worse. Surf isn't going to do much to Jirachi, swap back out Lando T. Did I mention there's a lot of swaps? I was torn between U-turn and knockoff, but I'm glad I went with U-turn, since I would have to switch the next turn anyway to not eat the HP Ice. Though, of course, because we're just all swaps all the time, as soon as the next turn comes around, he brings out Jirachi, which means I'm going to swap back into Landorus, he's going to swap back into Tangrowth, but I'm really still hoping that Tangrowth is just going to have a knockoff, he's going to get rid of my Choice Band, give me a couple more options, but it's just not happening. So, at least I got rid of the Assault Vest, but I'm locked into knockoff, he's got no item, he's not going to do shit. I swap into Avalugg. Maybe we're going to see how much an Avalanche is going to do. The answer is not much. Probably should have gone with Toxic. But between the constant swapping and Tangrowth having Regenerator, it probably wouldn't have made a big difference in the first place. So I send out Bruxish. I've got Ice Fang. I know that he's got a Grass move, but I'm going to see what happens. Here's where Strong Jaw might have helped me. It might have taken Manaphy out. I might not have died to the Z Rock move, which is strange. It was Ancient Power, by the way. Wasn't expecting it. Obviously, he's not going to swap out because he's got Rocks out. He won't survive. He eats the Dark Pulse. Again, hoping for Jirachi, but obviously he's not going to move into a choiced Dark Pulse. Can't do anything when I'm locked into Dark Pulse. I switch back into Landorus. It eats the Earthquake. That's good. I'm going to start spamming U-turn, but it swaps into Togekiss, back into Heliolisk. He's probably not going to swap out because of the rocks. I get him with a T-Bolt. At this point, I should have just swapped right back into Landorus because the T-Bolt's not going to do shit. And by the time I ate that Giga Drain, it was too late. So I just stayed in, hoping for Parahacks that didn't come. The HP Ice is going to take me out there. And now I can just sit here and pray that I get a crit on U-turn. Again, I was not at all expecting how stally this Jirachi was. I wasn't expecting Protect. I certainly wasn't expecting Toxic. And if he had just gone for the straight alternation of Wish and Protect after he's got the Toxic on me, he would have left Jirachi alive. He would have ended up with a better differential, so he gave that one to me for free. With the Toxic damage that I was taking, there was no way that I would have been able to kill Tangrowth, even if he didn't get the Scumbag Double Protect that's coming up, because Tangrowth would have come in with at least 80%. So I wasn't going to win, but he did give me the free only one differential. So great match. So much thanks to CEO. He really helped me prepare for this team. He made a lot of good predictions on what Tone was going to bring. Was not expecting AV Entei. He told me that he was really afraid of Mega Pidgeot, which I was never going to bring. So that was a good match, and I hope to see you all in week 2 when we fight the Hydreigons.